And immediately they open up. Damian Silvera looking for Nate Friends, who had the 3 goals on Friday against the Princeton Tigers. Chris Vaccalaris loses possession. Now push from behind. Claudio Reyna.
South Carolina. Foul by Pier immediately on Reyna. Here's 2 down in the corner already by Virginia.
Now Slavinsky goes wide, crosses in front, the header high in the air. What happens here? Coming down with it, David Turner.
Well, there you saw Slavinsky, as we say, listed as a forward, and that's the way he played in that time. Getting a terrific cross in. Good start for Slavinsky, and a good start by Virginia.
People talking about the stingy defense of the South Carolina Gamecocks against the wide-open offensive look of Virginia. Here's Sigmar Shaving. He was a substitute Friday. The South Carolina win over Cal State Fullerton.
Yeah, he did actually some very good work on the right side, late in the second half in particular. It was a real force as they tried to unlock a tough Cal State Fullerton defense.
Now Claudio Reyna takes the ball from Brian Bliss, and he'll start it upfield. They want the ball on the foot of Claudio Reyna. Here's Brandon Pollard. Quickly rejected, but right to Reyna. Now Friends tries to give and go for Silvera. That play broken up nicely by South Carolina. Brandon Pollard heads it back in. Andre King takes a little bit of a push and a foul against Virginia.
Well, Peter Dweetsman did a very good job on that little give-and-go attempt by Virginia. As you know, on the give-and-go, when the first person gives the ball, his defender's got to go with him to block the return pass, and Dweetsman did a nice job on that.
Mike Slavinsky, his pass knocked out of bounds by King. Will get a throw-in to the Virginia Cavaliers. Cavaliers looking for their 22nd win of the season. Now 21-3. There you look at Bruce Arena. Ryan Bliss, or Bates, I should say, out of Woodbridge, Virginia. Now they spring Vaccalaris. Brandon Pollard trying to come back defensively. And Vaccalaris just dumps it in on goal, and right there, Jeff Causey.
Vaccalaris needs one more goal to tie the all-time South Carolina scoring record. And of course, he was a very important person for the United States national youth team, but that cross wasn't the kind of quality he would have wanted, I think, of himself.
Now Silvera plays it. Quick counter now. Billy Baumhoff out of St. Louis, Missouri. Member of this St. Louis connection we'll tell you about. Good speed by Baumhoff, but Bates is right there. Now they cross it.
Good work by Vaccalaris there, preventing Bates from coming forward. South Carolina doing a good job, I must say. They're not all committed to defense. You saw them send quite a few players forward there. And they have a huge following here, of course, Kevin. It's only 90 miles away to their campus, so they have a lot of folks here to cheer them on.
You've talked with a lot of coaches in the last couple of days at some of the coaching conventions that are going on in connection with the NCAA Men's Soccer Championship. Do the coaches give the South Carolina Gamecocks much chance of knocking off the two-time NCAA champion consecutive Virginia Cavaliers?
Well, I think they do. There's an offside call. I think they do give them a chance, indeed, because of the way they play, because of their strong defense. But they also are well aware that Virginia does have the patience to deal with what this man, Mark Burson, can throw at them. Very experienced coach, has done a nice job. This is the first time in the final match, to the semifinals before. Now, see that ball skip through like that? That's the surface there is very, very heavy and damp, and as a result, a long ball put through like that could fool a defender. That's what I mean. So it plays into the hands, if you will, of the attackers who depend on a defender making a misread or a mistake.
Defender or a goalkeeper.
Yes.
Cavaliers trying to attack here. Long cross out in front, headed away And out of bounds, it'll be a throw-in.
I should say some coaches also feel that the Virginia defenders can be a little bit careless at times, but I doubt they'll be careless in the final.
And again, South Carolina clears it. Another throw-in to Virginia. You will see Brian Bates up in the offense. Might that leave the Cavaliers somewhat vulnerable at times? Maybe. We will see if South Carolina tries to exploit that. Here is Bates.
For Reyna. Not a good ball from him, but Slavinsky has it.
So Slavinsky looks into the box, finally slides a square ball, gets it back. Right now, Virginia being allowed a pass or two, and then Carolina right on top of them. That time Rob Smith tripping up.
Yeah, well, a good attempt by Faclaris, a nice first touch by the striker, and here comes the Virginia striker, A.J. Wood, a wild strip of the ball. Beautiful defensive play by Davidson.
Now Smith slides it left side. South Carolina looking for win number 17. It would be their biggest of the season. Maybe the biggest in the school's history.
Oh, without doubt.
Greg King. King out of Chesterfield, Missouri. Coming back quickly.
Shaving. Good job.
Sigmar Shaving.
Yeah, giving the ball away, but doing the right thing, showing discipline and team spirit, teamwork by coming back and helping to recover the ball.
Now they find Faclaris. Back it comes Baumhoff. Strip to the ball there.
They're very good at midfield. One of those players we mentioned is a good compliment to Claudio Reyna.
We talk about Bates up in the offense, and here he comes. Now Claudio Reyna drags the ball past Rob Smith. And King steps in front of him. Here's Bates on the end line. So Bates all the way up into the offense.
Yep. And when he goes up, people do drop back to cover for him so that the counterattack won't hurt him.
So a break in the action, no score. 37 minutes left in the first half. Virginia and South Carolina playing for the championship. I went through Brian Bliss in soccer, Brian Blades in football. Finally got Bates. We covered it all.
She didn't say no. I haven't mentioned the officials.
On the next one, on the next foul one.
He's coming in. Touch. Back, Matt.
And a tough tackle as we come back. Reyna and King. Make that Mike Fisher underneath.
When I said that the defense for Virginia is sometimes accused of being careless, maybe that's not the best word. Maybe overconfident is a little better word. But as I said, in a championship match, I don't think they're going to let their composure drop off to that extent. There's a bad challenge up here. I think this should be a yellow card. Roger Taylor, by the way, is the referee coming into your picture there. Roger Taylor is the referee today. He's going to give a yellow card to Pier for a bad tackle, a late tackle. Good decision by Roger. There have been a couple of niggling fouls already. It's time to step in. Pier is doing the wrong thing here with arguing. You just shut up and take your medicine and move on. The linesmen today, Al Klonitis and Brian Hall, and Phil Bradley is the alternate, but Taylor, Hall, and Klonitis, boy, you've got three of the best, if not the three best, available in American soccer as officials for this match.
Restart to Claudio Reyna. And he finds Brian Bates. Great to watch the passing of Reyna. Slavinsky was trying to run onto that ball, couldn't. And Pier, boy, South Carolina will try and work his way around Bates. Throw-in coming up. It'll belong to South Carolina.
Pier with a nice piece of skill there to get the ball down the sideline just after he got the yellow card. That's a nice thing to see. The player very often when he receives a yellow, he's sort of emotional, loses his composure a little bit, but Pier showed us a nice piece of skill.
Pier went slipping down, so the turf is still a little soft in places.
Yeah, very much so, especially where they're playing right now. Look how far Claudio Reyna drops back, and he's the second last player right now in order to try to pull a South Carolina defender towards him and open up the middle a little bit. In fact, Laris is the one coming to him, but doesn't particularly bother him as he finds Silvera.
Now Silvera chipping long. Headed out in front, cleared out of the danger zone.
Well, those were two quality passes, I must say. Excellent long passes from two players.
Billy Clifford finally clearing. Now here's Clifford again. Smith couldn't do anything with it. And the Virginia Cavaliers will take over down to 34 minutes left on the scoreboard clock here in the first half. Tough tackle there.
Retaliation tackle. Baumhoff doing a very good job winning the ball. I thought a good, crisp, clean tackle. And Tane Nix losing his composure a little bit and whacking back at Baumhoff. Or was it Dweetsman? No, it's Baumhoff. Well, maybe it was a little rough. He did come in. I thought he got the ball with his left foot, but his right foot, he clearly whacked to Tane Nix in the lower back, as we say. And he retaliated. But, you know, that's not the place to retaliate, because you always get caught.
Right in front of referee Roger Taylor. South Carolina finds Faklaris. Back it comes Billy Baumhoff. He'll find some open space. Gets it to Sigmar Shavin. Out of Rob Smith. Here's King. King assisted on the game winner Friday against Cal State Fullerton.
Look how well Virginia defends. All those players in orange shirts right there, handball, I guess. But as soon as the play comes wide to the sideline for South Carolina, Virginia will send two players over there to immediately restrict the passing possibilities, because the sideline restricts passing for one thing, and getting two players there also restricts the end.
Nate Friends up front for Virginia. And what he termed his best half of soccer ever. Now they look for A.J. Wood, who has to muscle along with King. Two big boys going at it there. Now Shaving with it. Up it comes to Smith, lays it off again to Shaving. Ball out of bounds. It'll be a throw into South Carolina.
No-nonsense tackle by that man, Damian Silvera. Beautifully timed tackle. Well done sliding tackle. It's the game's it's a little testy. And the second game, the Cal State Fullerton semifinal against South Carolina, also got a little bit testy, whereas the first game, Princeton against Virginia, was almost a gentleman's walkabout. There was very little fouling. It was very open. This one is a little tighter and certainly more physical. A lot at stake.
Out of bounds, it'll go over to Virginia. Now they'll work the right side against the South Carolina defense. Quickly a steal. They look for Faklaris. The ball well out of reach for Chris Faklaris.
Yeah, and Cox had him covered all the way. You know, they want the early ball to Faklaris, but unfortunately that wasn't early. It was a dribble too late. So what South Carolina needed to do was to pretend to go to him and to find somebody else who wasn't being as closely attended as Faklaris was.
Slavinsky goes down, gets it back though to A.J. Wood. They chip towards the area. Fred headed deep. Slavinsky battles for the ball. Now Rob Smith for South Carolina. Long lead pass. Faklaris trying to run onto it. But there is Brian Bates coming from the middle of the field. And just lays it out of bounds.
And a good challenge by Faklaris. Again, forcing the throw in. I sort of messed that one up. But one thing that's impressed me there was when Smith looked up for Faklaris, he placed the ball for Faklaris to run onto. And he was able to get by Brendan Pollard. So that's an interesting matchup to watch. Pollard, number 12 for Virginia, and Faklaris, number 11 for the Gamecocks.
And as you saw, no shots on goal. There you see them together. Yep. No shots on goal by either team yet today. Fisher goes high for the header. Finally coming down. Reina drops it back. He held possession and then found the open man. Damian Silvera gets it to Fisher indirectly. Now Wood leaves it. Here's Damian Silvera to Wood, taken down, no call. May have taken a dive there. So there's still no score. Virginia and the University of South Carolina playing for the NCAA Soccer Championship. We return to Davidson, North Carolina next. Will there be a graphic up? There you get a look at our score. South Carolina and Virginia scoreless. First half. Don't forget at halftime, the Adi Dassler Award. The announcement will be made down on the field. Chris Clackham will have it. Now Claudio Reina. Looking for AJ. Couldn't find him.
Boy, Leedsman really saved the day there. That ball was just going behind him. He was able to stick his leg out behind him and stop it. But look at Reina is everywhere. As you say, they go through him as much as they possibly can. And Silvera, too, is doing a terrific job.
Those were the passes that Friday were getting through.
Yeah, that's a good point. They were getting through against Princeton, who was very nervous in the first 15 minutes.
Long cross in front, headed away. By the way, now 5 fouls against South Carolina, as they're playing very tough and physical against the Cavaliers of Virginia. Now Steve Pier working on Silvera. Draws double coverage and just pumps it back into the midfield. Be watching number 8, Claudio Reina. You'll see the ball in his foot a lot. Now Damian Silvera gives to Friends. Friends has company. Back it comes to Reina. Again, they're trying to spring Silvera. Wood. Friends. Foul against Virginia.
Yep. Claudio Reina with the foul. He was just a little off the mark with that last chip. He tried to get it over the top, and Friends was waiting. And it just was nicely played away by South Carolina. So South Carolina gets a lot of players back in the penalty area. And when they're under pressure, and that ball rolls out for a goal kick. So South Carolina defending not just simply in midfield, which is where we heard all the talk before the game, but actually more in their own penalty area.
Well, Jamie Poznansky, the hero on Friday night, got the game winner against Cal State Fullerton. Comes in for Matt Heiduck.
That's an interesting substitution. Heiduck has not been that much involved so far in the game, so it's kind of an interesting early substitution. As we've played, what about 20 minutes? Poznansky, as you say, the goal scorer, and also got the first goal in the 6-0 rout of Air Force, and he's coming back from some health problems this year and gradually playing himself back in, and extremely happy to be able to play in this final.
Now Mike Fisher. Fisher patrols the midfield but was moved up on Friday as he subbed for Claudio Reyna after Reyna went out with leg cramps. And it was Fisher that was moved up a little bit in the offense. Here's Slavinsky running past Sigmar Shavin.
Billy, get in the middle!
Slavinsky going wide.
Billy!
King right there.
Oh, excellent.
Crosses in front.
Oh, Slavinsky was wonderful. That was a terrific piece of play. Looking like he had lost it by being forced to the line, and therefore having the left-footed cross taken away from him. But very clearly he pulled it back with his right foot and put a very high-quality cross in.
Kevin Wall along with Seamus Mallon, Chris Clackham down on the field. We are coming to you live from Davidson, North Carolina, Davidson College and Richardson Field, which is sold out. It is standing room only. We set a new attendance record Friday, over 10,000.
Yeah.
I imagine we are going to be close to setting a new record today.
Well, they've done a fabulous job organizing this down here. Everybody at Davidson should be commended for an extraordinary organizational effort, and not just in getting all the details right, but with the tone which they've done it. It's really incredibly admirable. It's just been a real pleasure to be a part of this, and I'm delighted they're going to have it here again next year.
Steve Pier will throw in for South Carolina. Now he gives way.
You know, we're talking about Slavinsky, and when it comes over here again, we'll see how he takes his next opportunity. But the reason why he's important is because he adds a wing threat in addition to Reyna's central threat, because he's got terrific quality on the ball in the corner, and that's what you need to try to get defenses a little bit nervous.
Poznansky's ball just a little out of the reach of Faklaris. As Smith, Faklaris, and Poznansky working very well. Three very sharp, very crisp passes. Now A.J. Wood. Silvera tries to find Wood. And again on Friday, that's one of those balls that might have gotten through.
Yeah, well, the back four doing a very good job here. They've got a little bit of depth. That is, they're not sort of a flat back four. They're playing off each other nicely. There's the sweeper, but see, he's out in front at the moment. He's covered behind by Clifford and King.
Now Billy Baumhoff lays the ball off for Rob Smith. Smith looks into the box, crossing for Faklaris, just out of his reach. So two balls in the last 90 seconds, just out of the reach. Each team with a substitution here. JoJo House into the game wearing number 19 for South Carolina, replacing Steve Pier, and Sean Ferry in from E.J. Wood for Virginia.
Two interesting substitutions there, both same positions. Front runners being pulled out. I think Bruce Arena maybe not all that happy with A.J. Wood's productivity at this point. And at the other end, Pier was the one with the yellow card, and his game has become a little bit unraveled. On the physical side, his concentration is a little bit off, and so that's a good substitution too.
Ferry lays the ball off to Nate Friends. Now back to Claudio Reyna.
Good ball.
Reyna from Ferry. Goes wide to Nate Friends, and again, Friends skidded on the turf.
Yep.
Lost possession, and a goal kick coming up to the Gamecocks.
Ferry played in the semifinal against Princeton and actually had a very good showing. As I remember, he may have replaced Slavinsky in that. Slavinsky was a little bit off his game for the semifinal, and now Slavinsky is up in front along with Friends. There's Slavinsky on the ball right now. So we've got, Kevin, we've got Slavinsky and Friends up front with Ferry wide left as an attacking midfielder.
still looking for our first shot on goal in the afternoon. Brian Bates.
Now there's a situation where Bates took a little bit of a risk on this surface. He could very easily have lost his footing there and given the ball away.
With only one man back defensively. Here's Reyna. Reyna will come back for it.
Hey.
Tell you what, let's do. Big crowd on hand here, Chris. Looks like standing room only.
It is indeed, Kevin, and in fact, this is the largest crowd to ever see a college soccer match in the United States. And in fact, there are over 10,400 people here, and Davidson is looking to increase the seating capacity next year by 2,000 more. And they have the tournament for next year only. They will make a bid in February for the tournament in 1995 and 1996.
Well, it's interesting to note that 2 of the 4 semifinal coaches advocated moving this tournament here permanently, a la the College Baseball World Series, which is permanently anchored in Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah, well, I think I might have to qualify Chris's comment a little bit. I think it's the largest crowd ever to watch an NCAA final or playoff, but I was in attendance when Harvard played Penn for 11,500 at Franklin Field in 1970. So I know from my own ancient history that this is not the biggest ever in soccer, but certainly it's the biggest ever for this match. The championship match.
And again, testament to the fact that Davidson College and the folks from the NCAA have done just a heck of a job in not only promoting the event, but in staging the event. Now Bates will come back to chase.
It's interesting. There have been a lot of balls played through by South Carolina, which might have turned into something and haven't. And we keep wondering if a slip here and there will allow that chance to become better. Here's a good wide attack by Virginia. Corner kick.
Corner coming up to Virginia.
Staying next coming up. He hasn't come forward as much as Slavinsky has done on the left side. And Fury will, I expect. Fisher usually takes these. Let's see who's going to take this one. Fisher?
Mike Fisher, native of Batavia, Illinois, and a substitute coming in for South Carolina.
Shaving going out, so I think he got it back.
Jeff Wilson back in.
Yep.
Wilson out of Lilburn, Georgia. Here comes the corner from Fisher. David Turner is there.
No problem for David Turner. He came up huge in the semifinal game in the last minute with that fantastic save on Soto of Cal State when it looked like it surely was going to be tied up.
Now Bates looking for Slavinsky. Couldn't hold the pass. South Carolina will move left to right. Billy Baumhart, slide tackle there. Now Rob Smith. He goes down in a heap. And here comes Nate Friends for Virginia. They say play on, and Billy Baumhoff plays it quickly. Faklaris with a break. Chris Faklaris. Brandon Pollard coming back to shot, and the save by Causey.
Well, a tremendous run and a great ball through, but Pollard did the damage here as a defensive player because he came back really fast on Faklaris. And if you'll notice here, Faklaris will opt to shoot with the inside foot. I think the left foot. Let's see if he does. Yeah, he shoots that left-footed shot there because he knows he doesn't have one more stride left to hit it with the favorite foot, which in that case would be the right one. He knew that Pollard was coming. He knew he had one more stride left, and he had to get the quick one off, and it wasn't that forceful. But that clearly was the best opportunity of the match so far.
They played a long ball over the head of Nate Friends.
Yep.
Turner is there. Turner lost his starting job to John Mills at the beginning of the season, but Mills, who was a highly recruited youngster, suffered a torn ACL. So Turner is back as the starter, and he came up big, as you mentioned, Friday night in the final 2 minutes of that contest with Cal State Fullerton. Now Poznanski. Pass behind Damian Silvera.
Yep. Poznansky making not the best decision there, dribbling into 2 players when he might have beaten one and then quickly stopped and looked for help. He is part of the St. Louis connection, as you mentioned. There he is. But Poznansky, of course, the man of the hour. Kept us out of overtime in the semifinal, for which we're very grateful. That was a tough defensive struggle, that match, Cal State Fullerton against South Carolina.
Now Bates, he penetrates, lays it off, but nobody there. Now Brandon Pollard gets it back for Virginia. Cavaliers on the attack. That time Sean Ferry trying to split the defense. South Carolina credit, they're playing the Virginia Cavaliers tough. Still no score. Now Ferry breaks through, goes wide, tripped up.
Well, good decision by Roger Taylor. He lost control of the ball, ran out of bounds.
So there's still no score. Under 15 minutes left in the first half. We'll be coming back to Davidson, North Carolina right after this timeout. Slavinsky on the attack for Virginia. Still no score. Virginia and South Carolina playing for the NCAA Soccer Championship.
Corner kick here. Slavinsky with a good, forceful run. I really like him. I must say I was questioning his reputation, as it were, in the semifinal because of the great season he's had. He's but a freshman, but I really like what he does. Lots of national team players out here. In fact, half of the starting 22 have represented their country, the United States and Iceland, for that matter, in the matches.
Second corner kick of the afternoon for UVA. Out in front, here's Silvera, who's open. His shot, save! Rebounds in front. And finally cleared out of the danger zone, but Arena tries to hold it in. Finally headed out of there. JoJo House knocks it high in the air. And House clears it. Action picking up here in the first half. Al Wilson going wide. Crosses it into the side of the net.
Well, he did what Cox wanted him to do. He went outside rather than cutting inside. Good defensive play, good run by Wilson, who's just come in off the bench and has gotten right into the flow. And here's the corner kick coming over. You'll see a very good shot here set up. Ball comes over to Silvera. Good first touch, and then a nice half volley. Well seen, though. You look at all the defenders back there. 5 players around the goal area, but they do not block Turner's view, which is really important. Pulls the ball a little bit too wide, but nonetheless gets a terrific shot off, and Turner, not unsighted by his own defenders, manages to make a very good quality block on it.
Brett Kurland into the game, replacing Chris Baclaris. So a key substitution here now. Damian Silvera plays a nice ball back to Ferry. Tries the give and go. Now JoJo House plays it back. King. Now Rob Smith will play it wide to Poznansky. Poznansky, the lone goal of the game. Friday. Early semifinal.
Tackle. Here comes Reyna and friends.
They're dangerous. 3 men back for South Carolina. Big play there by Helgi Bjorgvinsson, the native of Reykjavik, Iceland. Now Silvera again. Goes top of the box. Fisher's open. The shot saved. Turner. David Turner.
What a well-constructed quality piece of attacking there. Good wide play initially, and then a very good serve into Fisher. A nice first touch and a good low rasping shot for Turner. Another one of the players who has represented his country, the United States, playing for the B team in Germany. And you see 2 saves for him. And Bruce Arena got to be a little happy that the shots are coming. And that his team is really getting into the flow a little bit now in terms of good passing combinations. Ooh, bad mistake there.
Fury with the steal, but then the errant ball. Weitzman clears it all the way down the field. Well, both these teams pressuring.
There's Reyna.
Reyna with the Turner, the diving stop.
Wow, great. Another wonderful stop, but Claudio Reyna with a very nice cross. He wanted to get the player coming to the near post for a deflection or deflected header, and the player couldn't quite get there. I think it was Friends again. But excellent save by Turner, not only being in the right position, but not giving up a rebound.
George Vincent, long ball looking for Rob Smith. Fisher was there. Both teams kind of opening up the offense a little bit here in the last 5 minutes. Both teams with some good chances.
Yeah.
Now Wilson with it.
Some very good, intelligent play like this. Nice give and go. Can he keep it in? He does. Well done, Wilson. Good ball.
Looking in front, right there, Jeff Causey, the senior out of Gainesville, Florida.
Yeah. Good read by Causey. He's the man who's got to make that decision when the ball comes over the top of the defense. He's the second sweeper. Clifford, good steal. A man from Plymouth, Massachusetts, where the Pilgrims landed.
Another fine New Englander. Down under 9 minutes to play first half, down to about 8.5 minutes. Silvera tries to lay it off. Wilson with the steal. Tough tackle attempt there by Damian Wilson. And he holds on.
Get in there! Come on, boys, get stuck in! Push up a little, Paul.
Brandon Pollard retreats.
Paul a little.
Gives to Bates. Bates is the traffic cop in back for the Virginia Cavaliers. And you will also see him up front from time to time. Now Silvera attacking. Plays a through ball, blocked there. Ball is loose here. Claudio Reyna. He is dangerous in this spot because he has great vision of the entire field. Ball chipped in front. Now Rob Smith with it. He'll make a run left.
He's looking up because he thought maybe he could get an early ball over the top. He was looking for his buddy Faclaris, who of course has got a better view now because he's on the bench. But he's not. Here's a good steal by South Carolina.
Now Bama lays it in. Smith the shot. He fires it wide.
I think he was offside anyhow. The flag went up. But Smith doing a good job to get forward there. Mark Pearson looking up and thinking, well, that one wouldn't have counted anyhow. But you see him in the offside position here. It's a little hard to see from the angle, but he clearly had gone behind the last defender before the ball was released to him. Pearson's got to be happy. I mean, admittedly, there were some shots on goal at the other end that would have scared him a little bit, but his team is doing a good job, particularly defensively. It's interesting how they're playing at the back here.
So the Gamecocks will go back on offense. Running it down, Brandon Pollard, and we'll get a goal kick here. So a break in the action, coming down on 6 minutes left in the first half. We still are looking for our first goal of the game. Stay with us.
substitutions coming in.
Instead of Marshall Lee.
For who? Curling?
Got it. As we come back, a goal for the Virginia Cavaliers. Nate Friends on the header, and it is 1-0 Virginia.
France is the one-man scoring machine for Virginia. 3 in the semifinal, another one today. Now this corner from Fisher comes over. Friends comes in from the right of the screen, beats his man, and does a great job just hammering it in the net. Number 18 for, I think it was Clifford or King, Greg King. Greg King was beaten, and the jump there, and the keeper could not keep it out. Turner could not deflect it away. A good low header down towards the line, which is what you want. And Friends keeps rolling.
David Turner got a hand on it, but not enough. So it's Friends from Fisher, 39-54.
And Kevin,
into the first half.
This is the second championship game in a row where Friends has scored the go-ahead goal for Virginia. He did it last year against San Diego, University of San Diego. That came in the second half, where he got a rebound of his own shot and put it in. And then they went on to win 2-0. So Virginia gets that all-important goal just before the half, with about 5 minutes to go before the half, which is always a crucial time to score if you can possibly do it. And of course, a disastrous time to give up a goal from the other perspective.
Jamie Poznansky looking wide. Marshall goes down.
There's a foul over there. Foul against Virginia. It was Pollard there with the foul, or no, I'm sorry, it was Cox.
So the restart. Rob Smith will take it. Looking for the long ball for Rob Smith.
But he was offside as the Virginia team all pulled up immediately. Well, Mark Burson was hoping to get to halftime at 0-0, as he said. I think he'd be happy to get to halftime now at 1-1, I guess. Bruce Arena has got just what he wanted, a goal just before a halftime to really put the pressure on South Carolina and maybe make them change their game a little bit from the point of view of releasing some players forward from their defensive positions and therefore opening up themselves to vulnerable counterattack.
Now Poznansky up to Smith, back to Poznansky now. As South Carolina trailing by a goal. Still a long way to go in this contest.
Foul by Silvera, but good challenge by Damian Silvera, thinking now is the time to win possession in midfield and get a counterattack and maybe pinch a second one just before the half and really put him in trouble.
Now King with some space.
Get out, get out.
Looking for Cedric Marshall. Billy Clifford on the attack. Looking for Marshall. But Ferry coming back quickly for the Cavaliers. And to be honest, we're not sure at this point if Baclaris is out of there because of injury or a coach's decision. But they need Chris Baclaris, a 20-goal scorer this season for South Carolina. Now Brian Bates to Fisher. Looking for Silvera.
Another good tackle by Woodsman. Woodsman, number 14, has done quite a good job today. In fact, a very impressive job.
Now Clifford. To the head, Billy Baumhoff. Getting a little bit ragged in the midfield. Here's Clifford looking for Cedric Marshall.
Flag was up. Yeah.
Offside. Helge Bjork-Vincent back into his own zone. Look out, friends, with the steal. He had 3 goals on Friday, already 1 here today. As we are down under 90 seconds to go in the first half. Damian Silvera crosses it in front. Friends couldn't receive it.
Press it, Cedric! Yeah.
Virginia will regroup. Brandon Pollard up the left side. Sean Ferry with it there. Now Ferry with a check. Headed out of the danger zone as we now have 1 minute left in the first half. 1-0 Virginia. Goal by Nate Friends. 39 plus minutes into the first half. Now Billy Baumhoff looks for Cedric Marshall, couldn't find him. The Cavaliers will get it back. Claudio Reyna.
Interesting to see Virginia taking risks like that. I mean, that almost hurt them because Cox went forward, number 18, and got dispossessed, and he's a defender. Ooh, here's a chance now for Virginia.
As they swing it wide. Crossed in front. Rejected by Baumhoff.
Cliff 6! Cliff 6!
With his head on it, the shot by Ferry blocked. And out of bounds. Should get a corner kick here. And by the way, we are told Chris Baccalaris is not injured. He is on the bench. Coach's decision. As time is running out. And that is going to do it. Now they hold it for 1 second. As there was an infringement violation.
Yeah. Bjorn Vincent went over there to stop them taking the quick corner, and he was within 10 yards where it can't be, of course. And he blocked the attempted corner kick by standing right on the corner. So I don't know if he'll add a little bit more time on here. He really should. But the official scorer, of course, is at the bench.
Win the ball, set!
Fisher again on the corner. Horn sounds. That is going to do it. We are underway. Billy Baumhoff goes right side, and Chris Baccalaris is back in the game for South Carolina. He sat out a good portion of the first half, but he is back. And there you get a look at Baccalaris, member of the U.S. under-20 team, and also a 20-goal scorer this season. Virginia attacks. Here's Friends. Pulls up. We noticed that A.J. Wood, I believe, is also back in the game for Virginia. So the big guns are back for each team. Now Bates with it. Finds Reyna. In traffic. Now Silvera. He has some space. To Reyna. Tane Nix with it. Here's Nix looking into the box for A.J. and he clears it over the end line. And Virginia, I think, looking for a corner, but instead they're going to rule a goal kick to South Carolina. You make the call.
Okay, it's a good ball. Good ball in here to A.J. Wood. Who touches this? I thought it was a defender. It looked like the defender got his foot in there. Number 4, Billy Clifford.
Back to live action. A.J. Wood heads it down to Silvera. Now to Tane Nix. Nix avoids a slide tackle attempt by Clifford. Tane Nix tries to cross.
That's a corner.
That'll be a corner kick. So South Carolina on the defensive here, and UVA will come up with their 5th corner of the afternoon. And Tane Nix a little bit gimpy. He'll try and walk it off. Mike Fisher on the corner for the Cavaliers. There you get a look at 5 corner kicks for Virginia. Out to Silvera. Crossing. Rejected by Clifford. South Carolina runs it the other way.
All those players going forward. Ooh, not a good pass for a change from Reyna.
Now Wood knocks it down. Here's Poznansky, coughs it up. Finally clears it out to Billy Baumhoff. Now they find Rob Smith. Smith unable to get on track so far today. And you talk to coaches around the U.S. under-20 team, and they'll tell you that Rob Smith is probably a better player on the outside rather than playing in the middle of the field.
Yeah, that seems to be the verdict. What that call was, to be honest, pushing perhaps by Silvera. But in this team, he's got to take a little bit more of the responsibility in midfield, and that usually, of course, means central. Flores was the leading scorer for the United States under-20 team in the recently played World Cup for under-20s. So he can do it, and he certainly did it in the key match against Clemson, and they had to win. Scored a goal with a minute to go, and they won 3-2 in order to get to the quarterfinals.
Silvera with the steal. Fisher finally has a deflect back. Ryan Bates plays it into open space for Claudio Reyna. There's Clifford muscling his way into the action. What do these youngsters learn in the international competition? What does it teach them?
Oh, it just brings their game up to a whole new level. The consistency of the high-quality opposition means that they simply cannot get away with the mistakes that they might get away with, let's say, at some of the college games. So there's a lot more that is needed in the consistency of play and in just general maturity, particularly physical maturity. There are a lot more physical challenges.
Well, I know Claudio Reyna talks in terms that it has taught him to be a little bit more consistent with his intensity. That you cannot let up for a moment in international competition. Whoa. Look out. Out in front. Ball in the mixer. Finally cleared away.
Wow, I thought there was a handball in there. I thought Cox knocked that ball down with his hand, and I saw the South Carolina players look to the ref. But evidently not. Great move by Mama.
And Reyna was back defensively to clear it out of bounds.
Now that throw-in situation was, a carbon copy. Maybe that's what you're going to say, Kevin. Carbon copy of the goal scoring, the goal from the semifinal, except that in this occasion, King, the target player, was not able to get in front of Bates.
So the goal kick coming up to Jeff Causey. Causey playing his final game as a Virginia Cavalier. Boy's had a great career for the Cavaliers.
Good header by Flores.
Now Pier maneuvering. Run down from behind. We're going to whistle and a foul and a dangerous free kick here to South Carolina.
You got to credit, who was that? Pier, I guess, with that good run. But Flores with a great header to send him free.
And Rob Smith, dangerous from here.
And this is a good chance. This is something that can have practiced, and maybe he'll execute.
Smith looks, chips it in front hand and over the crossbar by Poznansky.
Yeah, nice piece of work by South Carolina in that a lot of players ran out of the area where Poznansky eventually ran into for the header. So as I said, a nice rehearsed piece where they were able to get Poznansky virtually with a one-on-one in front of the goal, and he just got under that header.
In case you just joined us, 1-0 Virginia. The goal by Nate Friends at 39:54 of the first half. The difference so far. Foul for jumping into, and it will be South Carolina ball. This the championship game of the NCAA men's soccer tournament. The winner of this game is the NCAA champion. Helge Bjork Vincent clears it to the area. Flores lays it off, but right there Jeff Causey.
Well, another threat, though. I must say that Flores maybe wasn't happy with his touch, but he got into a good position, beat his defender to it, and Bjork Vincent laid a wonderful ball right to it. And that's promising for South Carolina.
Here's Billy Baumhoff, run off the ball by Tane Nix. And Virginia will start it up with Brian Bates. Out of Claudio Reyna. Reyna turn. Gets it back. Gives it on the wing. Now Slavinsky. Trying to beat the double team. Arena. He has some space. He rockets it with the right foot, but high and wide. It remains Virginia leading 1-0 down to 36:50 left in the second half. Virginia trying to three-peat. With the header, but nobody running into the open space.
Well, I think he was hoping that Smith was going to burst through the defense there, but in fact, he held up his run instead, hoping that the ball would be laid right back to him. Or maybe it was Pier. Excuse me, Pier.
Now Reyna looking for Friends. He's got a goal already this afternoon. Friends crosses in front. Reyna the header. And over the crossbar and out of the field of play. Goal kick coming up to South Carolina. Dangerous chance for the Cavaliers.
And Reyna knows he should have buried that one. This is a wonderful cross from Friends. Very high quality, right to his head. And he knows he should have done a lot better with that. He should have gotten it down and towards the corner. And he's just holding his head in dismay at having not converted that one.
Not quite so soon, Billy. Not quite so soon.
Cavaliers on the attack again. They look for Friends. Has King with him. Now draws the double team along the sideline. Pushed loose. Throw in to the Virginia Cavaliers. Now Clifford clears for South Carolina, but out of bounds. Throw in coming up to the Cavaliers. Boy, Reyna just missing on that header. Smith deflects the ball out of bounds. Another throw in to Virginia. Brandon Pollard will do the honors.
Good steal by Flores. Good work. Now here's Smith breaking free. He can get him.
4 men back for Virginia. Now to Rob Smith. Bates is there. Boy, I tell you, Bates is like a man possessed defensively.
That's great. That's great battling over there. That's the stuff you want to see in a championship match. Is shoving and pushing and fighting for the ball. Great. Good stuff. Smith obviously is well over the flu. He can do that kind of stuff.
We're told Smith
10 yards.
after the game Friday had a full dinner and ate well yesterday. Apparently back to normal. Out in front. Here's Slavinsky just clearing the ball out of danger.
Boy, those free kicks are really dangerous. They're beautifully driven. They got a little bit of swerve on them. They're tough for defenders, and something obviously that South Carolina could have practiced and maybe try to steal a tying goal that way. Nice attempt by Poznanski.
Tay Nix will throw it in for the Cavaliers, who lead 1-0. The goal by Nate Friends. 34:59 of the first half. A lone goal of the game. Fisher almost gave it up, but gets it back. Helge, the hero, lays it off to Billy Clifford.
That's a good ball.
Flores working one-on-one against Brian Bates. Let's see how he does. Bates, a great one-on-one marker, and he deflects it out of bounds.
Yeah, Flores, I think, telegraphed that that piece of deceit. Now here comes the patented long throw-in. This is how they got the goal against Cal State Fullerton. Bomb off. looking for his fellow St. Louis buddy, King, at the near post.
They go near post, headed high in the air. Finally cleared out of the zone, held in by Clifford, but look out. Virginia almost with a break there. What great action here in Davidson, North Carolina. Now Pier goes wide, cuts it in front, and centered inside, and finally cleared out of bounds by Slavinsky.
Great play by South Carolina. He hesitated a little bit on releasing the ball forward, almost lost the chance, but then Pier did a wonderful thing at the end of it. Pier does so well here. He's about to be closed down and pulls it back beautifully, getting inside Pollard. Nice stuff. This has been a very, very attractive game. It's a goal kick now for Virginia. But there's been some wonderfully attractive soccer in this match. Baccalaris still could be the story of this game. He hasn't scored yet, and he's not gotten close, but he's much more in the flow of play, and he's looking very threatening in trying to combine with his teammates.
Look out. Ball finally held in and out of bounds. It will be a throw-in coming up to South Carolina with some very dangerous action with Helgi Bjork Vincent.
Well, he did the hard part really well, getting away, and then he coughed up the easy part. There's a bad tackle by Slavinsky. Really nailing the South Carolina player over there. That's Shaving.
Shaving appears to be okay.
Part of the Icelandic duo, along with Vincent, although they're from different towns. Shaving from Keflavik. And as I said, he did a great job in the semifinal. I wasn't surprised when he got the starting nod instead of Wilson. Well, I must say Wilson did some nice things in this match for the period that he was in the first half.
Throw into Virginia. And we are down to just 30 minutes left in regulation. 1-0 Virginia. Cavaliers with a goal by Nate Friends.
Now this game is not over. He's going to take the shot. Yeah, that was an unfortunate decision because he thought maybe he could drift it over the keeper, but it was a steal in the attacking third, and you really want to punish a team more than that if you win it that early.
Billy Clifford plays it up to Baccalaris. Baccalaris. Out of bounds. Who does it belong to? It'll belong to the Cavaliers.
Baccalaris, though, again, showing good courage and fighting spirit. He was trying to win the ball back after he had lost it. It's very important that strikers do that, and a lot of them don't.
Brandon Pollard swings it wide. Gets the pass back from Slavinsky. Here's Pollard working one-on-one against King. Going wide. King stuffs him, but the ball's still in play. Finally kicked out of bounds.
Pollard also has played international for the United States, and he's a left-sided defender, but look at that. He goes all the way forward, goes to the end line, beats a guy, gets it back, tries to beat another guy. I mean, that's what you love to see.
Mike Fisher on the corner. He assisted on Nate Friend's goal earlier. Bends it into the area. Headed out of there by Baccalaris. Now it drives Slavinsky, the shot save! Dangerous play there as Turner comes up big, and he was screened from a long way out.
What a great shot by Slavinsky in your screen there. Tremendous shot. I mean, a lot of these shots go absolutely into the upper deck. Here's the header coming over out for defense. And look at this. A lot of these will just sail. He gets well over it, puts it right through. And there's a deflection there off Poznansky, and that deflection almost undoes Turner, but he reacts well.
Now Pier, run down from behind by Claudio Reyna, and Reyna will bring it back for the Cavaliers. And again attacking, but the ball intercepted by King.
A good idea, not executed perfectly. And we have that kind of standard of perfection we expect from Claudio Reyna.
Nice header by Silvera looking for Friends just out of his reach, and Billy Clifford. Slide tackled by Friends, so the intensity, look at that. They're battling along the sidelines.
That's great stuff. Good, hard, aggressive, clean stuff, and Roger Taylor, referee, is letting them play.
And boy, the crowd here with oohs and ahs after every tough slide tackle. Crowd appreciating the action here today.
we talked about South Carolina being expert at one-goal victories. I think they'd quite happily settle for one goal if they got to get two at this point. And right now it's Virginia who looks the expert. Oh, he's onside.
Here comes Pier with a breakaway. Steve Pier moving in. His drive save made. Causey rebound hit and another save by the Cavalier keeper.
Shaving with the follow-up header. Couldn't lob it up in the air. But a tremendous save by Causey. Great save. Now look at this good defensive run by Cox to make Smith let it go, and he doesn't really get the ball to the corner, but he got power on the shot, and then the follow-up header needed to be lobbed over the keeper, and it was headed down instead. And I must say, you know, was it Mark Burson who said after the semifinal that in order to win, you've got to, your keeper has to come up with one championship save? Well, that may have been the championship save for Virginia.
Now Virginia on the attack again. Friday night, it was David Turner in the final 2 minutes of play, robbing Eddie Soto of Cal State Fullerton. And today, it is Causey robbing Steve Pier, and he was wide open.
I must say, I'm much more impressed by South Carolina today than in the semifinal.
Absolutely.
You know, they really have played good soccer. It's a treat to see. Yes, okay, they're good defensively, but they did good defense, and then they broke out with some enterprise attacks. So in this half, they really put together some good stuff.
Now Slavinsky weaving his way through the South Carolina defense, holds on, gets it to Pollard. Now Pollard in traffic. Running out of real estate, feeds out in front. George Vincent is there. Ball finally deflects out of bounds. A throw-in coming up to South Carolina.
And as I said a few minutes ago, South Carolina trailing 1-0, and Virginia the favorites, if you will. But this game is far from over.
They look for Faclares, but right there, Brian Bates. Tough tackle from behind.
I think that's a yellow card tackle. It's a little surprising Roger Taylor doesn't do something about that.
Break in the action. Under 25 minutes to go in regulation. Virginia clinging to a 1-goal lead. You see, they're playing here further up today.
Yeah.
They did the other day. Really, they're moving Smith almost back. Here's the back. What is the Reina cut again that we're going to do if we get a chance? Oh, fine, thank you. On the attack, Reina with him, and Reina pokes it away. Now Brandon Pollard moves the other way, gives to Damian Silvera. Silvera with good speed. He's at far side. Here's Fisher trying to center it, rejected, and Bjork Vincent clears quickly to Rob Smith. Nice give and go back to Smith.
Smith trying to find Pier up front. I think I misidentified. I should clear up that last shot that South Carolina got was by Pier, not by this man Smith. They're two bobbing blonde heads out there, and got them a little mixed up. But so apologies to the Smith and Pier families, but they're both having good games today.
Under 23 minutes left in regulation. South Carolina looking for the equalizer here. Now Damian Silvera. Lays it back. Fisher chases it down. Out of Batavia, Illinois. Now Slavinsky loops across. And out of bounds. So a break in the action. 1-0 Virginia leads, trying to three-peat. We have some substitutions coming up. We'll tell you who they are next. High score 1-0, Virginia leading, and of course this could well be the last game as a Cavalier for Claudio Reyna. Is he going to turn pro? Let's find out.
To be here right now is all that matters. I mean, I wouldn't answer that. I think it'd be unfair to my team to you know, to leave, say I'm leaving now, or if I'm not, just to talk about it. Because, I mean, a lot of these guys have nothing else on the next level, and that'd be unfair to kind of not worry or not care about this. You know, when I can go and, you know, maybe make money or something. I think that would be unfair for the team and for the guys who are walk-ons. You know, this is the greatest achievement. And, you know, I think about them as much as I would think about going, you know, making some money and having some glory.
Well, Reyna also says, though, that it would be much easier to leave Virginia following a three-peat than following a loss in the championship game as you look at Claudio Reyna.
Well, and this is very typical of Claudio Reyna to come back now when the game is getting to be a little bit sort of hurly-burly in midfield, and to offer himself in a position deep so that players can play to him, and then he can get the attack going. Now, Severa a little bit slow in releasing there.
But as great an offensive player as he is, do you want Reyna as your last man defensively?
Not as your last man defensively, but certainly when you have the ball, he's a guy who's not going to make a terrible mistake at the back. There's also some question, you know, he's hopefully going to go to the U.S. national training situation in Mission Viejo. That's one of the thoughts. Or if not that, to a contract outside the country if he leaves Virginia. He's definitely got to develop his talent because it's there, and it just needs to be moved to a higher level now.
Billy Baumhoff lays it off right side. Georg Vincent plays the long ball.
It was a very good ball. The ball hit with the outside of the foot, so it swerved away from the defender into the path of the right wing attacker, and they win a corner kick out of it. So, I mean, excuse me, a throw in. And once again, we remind you, this is the long throw in by Baumhoff, looking for King, but Virginia knows they're going to be looking for King, and so they got Friends and Bates where King would like to be at the near post.
Two bigger bodies against King. The throw in comes in. Faculares has it deflected away.
Corner kick.
So a corner here to South Carolina.
Well, now Faculares made the run for that throw because they've recognized that King is being double teamed, so he pulls away and leaves a space for Faculares to run into. Here's another set piece.
Ball played in, headed out in front and cleared out of the danger zone. And Rob Smith just lines up and cranks it.
Well, the ball came to him a little bit with more difficulty than it came to Slavinsky at the other end about 10 minutes ago. And therefore, he did not do what Slavinsky did, which was to get over the ball and keep it down low.
It's a club rep. How about having a play, Rap? Come on.
Jeff Causey on the goal kick. Now he's at ball to midfield. Friends battling. Finally, Clifford hits it high in the air. Silvera, Clifford again. Ball comes down to the floor, and finally Reyna corrals it. Ball played back along the side of the area. Here comes David Turner over.
I think that was House who lost that. Was that JoJo House who lost that ball? Yeah. He's come off the bench. Even if you've been in once before, it's still difficult to get your game up to the level of intensity that all the other players have. And that sort of thing happens. You get trapped from behind, and you don't release the ball fast enough, and you can't afford to hold onto the ball against somebody the caliber of Virginia.
JoJo House replacing Steve Pier, who had done some really nice things offensively.
Yeah, he had picked this game up in the second half after things had gone a little awry for him in the first half. Of course, he had that great scoring opportunity. He couldn't quite convert, but he's done a tremendous amount of running forward, too, to make himself available for Faculares on the midfield.
Now Poznansky tries to split the defense. Dan does. Kane thinks right with him. tried to lay it off with the back heel, but instead, ball up to the midfield area, and Nate Friends is there. Now Sean Ferry. York Vincent right there, though, for South Carolina. Clears it ahead to Billy Baumoff in traffic. Now they play it to the open space.
Baumoff has been a rock. He's had a tremendous game for South Carolina.
Up the line, it comes to Chris Faclares working on Brandon Pollard going wide. Tries to center it. Right there is Causey, but it crossed the end line.
Yep.
Goal kick, Virginia.
So a goal kick coming up to Virginia. Now under 18 minutes.
Well, the Faclares duel against Pollard has been a feature of the game whenever Faclares has been in the match. And he, that time, did very well. Got around Brandon Pollard, who was, as I said, also an international experience. So credit him for that.
Now Tane Nix retreats away from Poznansky. To give it back to the anchor of the defense, Brian Bates. Bates, 6'1", 185 pounds, playing his final game for Virginia.
Good first touch by Fury.
I got it.
Very well.
Out of Reyna. And it comes Fisher to AJ. Plays it near side, but the ball out of bounds. David Turner watching it go, and he'll have a goal kick here. Just over 16 minutes left in regulation. Tane Nix couldn't control it. Skidded by him.
Fury, we mentioned on the far side, number 5 for Virginia, is playing, I think, in place of Cox at the moment. Cox is no longer on the field at left fullback. And I think Fury has shown us a lot. Very impressive young man. As you said, just a freshman from nearby Lake Braddock High School in Fairfax Station, Virginia.
Now Silvera trying to spin, but Rob Smith strips into the ball. Smith, long chip looking for Faclares. Brandon Pollard is there defensively for the Cavaliers.
Faclares lost sight of that chip a little bit. It's not too windy anymore. It was windy earlier. I don't think the wind held it up, but it clearly did lose track of it.
But he was looking right into the sun.
Yeah, that's probably what the problem was.
You can see the longer shadows now. He was looking directly back at the sun.
Clifford with a good chance to drop it over the top there, tries to slide it through a lot of Virginia players, doesn't make it.
Look at Nate Friends. Ball finally comes down, clear to the near side, and the boot of Friends to the midsection.
Yeah, I think of Dreitzman.
Wow.
Dreitzman just really took a shot to the ribs there, but he's up and seems to be okay. He certainly doesn't want to come out of this one.
Still 1-0, but Virginia looking for more. South Carolina, they need a goal to tie. Now they drop it back. Jamie Poznansky. He got the game winner on Friday night. Sigmar Shaving plays it in front. Causey is there. And in traffic. Still a 1-0 game. Danger.
Hey. Come on, Sean.
Yeah. Yep.
Come on, Sean.
Good to hold it in.
Well,
Isn't it?
corner kick. Oh, please go back.
Slavinsky in for Wood.
Yeah,
There you get a look at Rob Smith on the corner kick for South Carolina. Dangerous opportunity here. Just over 12 minutes left in regulation. South Carolina down by a goal. Smith in front, flick wide. Here's a drive bouncing out in front by Bosnansky and cleared out of bounds.
Well, Cavaliers did a wonderful job getting to that corner kick and putting that back flick into the middle. There'll be another long throw in, I assume, by Bomhoff.
Billy Bomhoff throws it into the mixer, headed down. Knocked a mile in the air. South Carolina will try and take it back. They do. To Wheatsman. Gives to Bomhoff. Looking to spring Cavaliers. Headed down though, and Bates has it. Gets it out to Silvera. Slippery turf. Playing a factor again. Now Rob Smith with it into the area. Cavaliers tied up nicely by Pollard and Causey.
And Clifford, from his defensive position, had made a great run all the way forward. He's on this side of the box, wide open, and they could not get it. They opted instead to try to serve Cavaliers, which is understandable. But Clifford, you know, as a defender, when you make that 80-yard run as a defender, you want to get something for it.
Jay Nix will throw it in. Now Cox back, it comes to Bates. David Cox, a senior, playing his final game for the Cavaliers. Oh, missed kick by Clifford. They avoid the bullet there. And Tane Nix lays it back in. Cox playing strong for South Carolina.
King, actually. The 18s are confusing.
Down on 10 minutes left in regulation.
Look at Cavaliers looks up, and there's 6 orange shirts ahead of it.
Virginia keeping numbers on their side defensively.
Boy, are they ever.
Now Rob Smith looking for his man in front of Causey right there.
And Reyna, too. Reyna was the one who came back and saved the day with a burst of speed to take that away from shaving.
So the throw-in coming up to South Carolina, and so they're playing shaving up. Cavaliers is up.
I think Reyna is hurt. I saw him wave to the bench to say, I want to come out.
Throw in out in front, headed by Brian Bates. Silvera heads it out of bounds. Another throw in to South Carolina. 9.5 minutes to go in regulation. See if they push the defense up into the offensive end. Georg Vincent with it. Left puts it towards the area. Comes down and finally cleared. Now Billy Clifford. See if he makes a run here. Tries to cut it inside again. The footing a little bit dicey. Georg Vincent battling with Slavinsky. Georg Vincent, great through ball. Clifford. Causey's out of his net. Look out, and cleared out of the area. South Carolina bomb off the drive. And Causey the save.
You know, the South Carolina team has still got some real reserves of enthusiasm and ability to capitalize on that. This is a great ball put through. And but for Pollard to covering back up there, that obviously would have been the tying goal. And it all came from the sweeper, Vincent, in the first place, fighting off a challenge and then having the composure to hit an absolutely fine quality ball through to set it up. Here comes Reyna now.
Looking for the runner, Slavinsky. Has some space. Long chip to the far post. Deflected out in front. Big collision. They say play on. Here's Tane Nix. Crossing it in front to Friends. Friends into the area. Goes down. They say play on. Now Tane Nix heads it down. King misses. Only shaving, clears it out of the area. Down under 8 minutes. There's Falkloris. Baines is with him. Falkloris gets a step. Finally, the ball out of bounds, and it will be a corner kick.
Falkloris got to be a little disappointed that very few people were with him as he made that run forward. And a lot of tired players out there.
Claudio Reyna going out of the game. David Fitzmaurice will replace him. And Steve Pier back into the game for JoJo House.
Now let's see. Carolina have seized last-minute dramatic victories several times this season. Let's see if Falkloris can do it one more time.
Rob Smith again. Out in front. Causey leaps to come down with it. And now under 7 minutes to go in regulation.
Very good goalkeeping at either end. No mistakes. The one goal was a powered header by Friends. Again, off a set piece. A corner by Fisher. Friends put it away. That may be what it is to win the championship. Friends got the game winner in the championship last year against the University of San Diego, and he may be doing it 2 years in a row.
Helgi Bjork Vincent on the under-18 team in Iceland. Now Falkloris denied.
Good play by Pollard.
Well, he has played a tremendous defensive game against one of the top scorers in the country.
Oh, there's a chance now. Foul by Nix.
But a dangerous restart here.
Yep.
Just outside the 18-yard box.
And we're down to 5.5 minutes to go. Great drama here. This has been a wonderfully played final match. Sometimes finals are quite disappointing. Too much tension, too much nervousness, too much at stake. But this has been great. Now let's see if Bjorn Vincent has the ability to swerve this ball around the wall to the far corner, which is where Causey should be. Let's see what they cook up here.
Bjork Vincent the drive. Here's Baumhoff. Tries to loop it over Causey and can't. We're coming down to the final 5 minutes of regulation. Virginia is still leading 1-0. Just over 5 minutes away, possibly from a three-peat.
So well to battle back here, but you never can count out a team of the quality of Virginia. The defense does break down here because Friends is really wide open. Poznanski let him go in behind him, and this was a beautifully struck ball and a beautifully struck volley by Friends. His 5th goal in 2 days, and his 3rd championship final goal. 2 years this man has been murdered on goalkeepers, including Turner, but a huge defensive effort finally came unglued in the last minutes by South Carolina.
South Carolina needs lots of offense and not much time to do it. Under 4 minutes to go in regulation. Friends from Fisher, 85-59 the time of the goal. Friends with 2 goals in the game. Fisher with 2 great assists. He gave some great service that time to his teammate Nate Friends. Throw-in coming up to South Carolina. So the Cavaliers, their dream of a three-peat, now a little more than 3 minutes away, if they can hold on here. Ball loose in the box, finally cleared with the left foot out of there. Helgi Bjork-Vincent plays it quickly to Poznansky, back to Bjork-Vincent. Now Fitzmaurice lays it off, right side. Chasing it down. Ray King. And a throw into South Carolina. Now under 3 minutes to go.
Well, if this scoreline stays, Kevin, they will have won 3 championships without ever giving up a goal in the final, which is pretty remarkable. You hear about all the offensive talent out here, but you know, to be able to keep a clean, to keep shutouts 3 times in a row in championship matches, that tells it all.
Coming down to 2 minutes left in regulation. Rob Smith attacking from the midfield. Plays a through ball by Flores. Offside.
Boy, awfully close. Awfully close. He was back there isolated one-on-one with Fury. And I thought he slipped inside him at the right moment, because that ball took a long time to get there. But the linesman, Brian Hall, on the far side was right in line, and the flag went up very authoritatively. And you've got to have respect for this wonderful Virginia team. They really play exciting soccer. And you've got to have respect for both of these teams for honoring this occasion and playing good stuff and not playing unattractive soccer, but playing very, very good championship-style quality stuff. And that's very heartening for this development of the game.
Here comes Wood, but right there, David Turner. A three-peat. Will it ever be done again? As the offside whistle down.
Well, you never say never, as they say. I mean, who would have thought years ago that anybody would come close to it? I mean, this is one thing I think that St. Louis has never done. Isn't that correct? I mean, they have won a ton of championships, but
10, I believe.
Yeah. Well, I think this is the first ever three-peat, isn't it?
And really in a different era.
Yeah, oh, very much so, yeah.
This is a much more competitive era from a standpoint of parity. Now down to 40 seconds left. Virginia attacking, though leading 2-0. Now down to a half minute remaining to a three-peat for the Virginia Cavaliers. They find Faklaris. Ball out of play.
Corner kick.
Clock keeps ticking. 20 seconds.
Billy Bonhoff keeps running.
And the celebration is beginning along the Virginia sideline. They're counting it down here at Davidson. Causey comes down with it. The road to Davidson brings a three-peat to Virginia.